Hi everyone, welcome back to my next episode of Real Sense Retirement. I'm your host, Isaiah Real, financial advisor with Laguna Wealth Advisors. In today's episode, I'm sharing with you 3 tips for your IRA rollover. For many of us, we are going to have to understand this and address it, whether we're still working our career or once we retire. So today I want to share with you 3 tips that can help you once you decide to do your own IRA rollover. Tip number 1, let's define what an IRA rollover is. A rollover IRA is an account that allows you to move funds from your old employer-sponsored retirement plan into your own individual retirement account, or for short, IRA. 2 reasons why people like to do this is number 1, taxes. You get to continue to preserve that tax-deferred status of your retirement assets up until your required minimum distribution age. So if you move your monies into an IRA, you continue to get that tax-deferred status. The second reason why people like to do this is because there's a wider range of investment options most of the time versus the limited amount that's available inside your company's sponsored retirement plan. Tip number 2, know the difference between a direct rollover and an indirect rollover. So this is an important one. You may have talked to coworkers, family, friends, and perhaps they told you their horror stories of when they were rolling over their funds that the company kept 20% for taxes and they only got to keep 80%. That's where this comes into play. So let's define what these are and what they mean to you. Direct rollover is when the administrator of your company's sponsored retirement plan moves your assets into the financial provider's possession of where you're holding your IRA accounts. Here's a key thing here. You personally never take possession of those assets. The company that holds your 401k, your 403b, whatever it may be, they're the ones that send it directly to the company that you opened up your IRA account with. So because you personally never take possession of those assets, there is no mandatory 20% federal tax withholding. That's where that comes into play. Now let's jump the fence into indirect rollover. That is where you do receive possession of your retirement assets, typically in the form of a check, and your employer may be required to withhold 20% for federal income tax. That's where that comes into play. You may be able to get those funds back in regards to a refund or a tax credit, but the important thing here is that if you're looking to do an IRA rollover, it's important to understand the difference between a direct rollover and an indirect rollover. So talk about that with your financial professional. And tip number 3, you can roll over your 401k into an IRA while you continue to work. This is a common misconception that I hear people talk about, and when I sit down with them or talk to them on the phone. A lot of people think that while they continue to work, or if they're not retired, they cannot move over their 401k. Not the case. For many companies out there, and of course check with your HR professionals, there is an option, and that's called an in-service rollover. That allows you, if you're over the age of 59 and a half, you can move your assets inside of your 401k plan into an IRA account for yourself. No penalties, no taxes. You can move those in there. You continue to receive that tax deferred status, and you can invest into a plethora of different investments while you continue to work with your company. And so those are 3 tips I want to share with you. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, please feel free to give me a call. I look forward to talking to you again on my next episode. Have a great day. Thanks so much.